This
how
conference
to
will now
create
be
the data,
recorded.
how to create the data, and how to extract the data into Abinitio, right? So, for extracting the data, we need to use datasets component for input file. With the help of input file, I will be extracting the data. The same way, in the Abinitio, from the Abinitio level to Unix level, I want to load the data. In that case, I will be using output file. Okay, so in order to extract the data, I need two things. One is in the description tab, I need to mention the URL. URL is nothing but where the data files are existing. The ports tab, I need to mention the structure of the records. That will be called as a DML. Okay, I will be showing you one after one. So the description tab, I need to mention the URL. URL is nothing but data path, where the data files is existed, right? That path need to be given along with the file name. Okay, see files customer1.txt. This is my file name. Here in this file name, I'm having my data. So in the ports tab, as I mentioned, ports tab is designed for to mention the structure of the records, like DML of the record. So DML was already saved in some location, so I can use the path. I can use the path option. Click on the browse. So all files. So you can see the customer_dml.txt. Okay, so for now I'm assuming I called correct file, correct data file and correct DML, but I need to cross check. Okay, so for cross checking, select that input file, right click here, view data. Okay, so here you can adjust to like 1, 10, 100 end of the records. Click OK. So you can see 6 columns and all the records with 6 columns. So as per the structure, so this is serial number, this is name, this is transaction, this is location, this is gender, this is department number, right? So it is the whatever the DML I called. So DML is nothing but structure of the file I mentioned, right? So you can see the structure of the file is 6 columns, right? Serial number, name, transaction, location, gender. So let me view Ankur for you. The structure, see, this is the structure of the DML, right? So for the DML, how we can write, first I'm assuming these are the columns. Okay, so next I will be declaring the data types for respective column. Okay, based upon the data is a comma delimited data. So that's why in the codes I'm mentioning the commas. Okay, so at the end of the last column, we need to tell Abinitio /or in the real environment, because in the real time our Abinitio or cooperating system will be installed in Unix environment. But here the Abinitio was installed in the Windows environment, so that's why while extracting there will be some bytes difference. So in order to eradicate the difference, we need to mention /. But in the real time, you will be seeing /or. You need to maintain /r if you're creating a team. Okay, and record and end will be the syntax. In between record and end, we need to write our respective 6 columns. So according to that, we can see our 6 columns. Let me open the data file. It's in C drive, files, okay, customer1.txt, right? So these are my files. Sorry, these are my rows in the file. So here you can see 6 columns: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, total 6 columns. So as per that, I designed my DML. So that's why if you right click and view the data, you can see 6 columns, which is called as header. Okay, the first thing is called header. So this is my actual data. So header will be coming from the DML level. Okay, Ankur, got the details?
Anil, just in case the header is not appropriate, like not up to the mark, have one or two more column or less column, in that scenario, what will happen?
No, actually the header need to be developed according to the data only. Okay, so let me think. Here I am having 12 records. One of the record, let me think eighth record. So I will be making as 5 columns only. I will show you that kind of scenarios also. That is also needed for the training. Okay, so as you mentioned, Anil, I am having 6 columns in the header, but in the eighth column, sorry, in the eighth row, I am having 5 columns. Okay, I'm having only 5 values instead of 6 values. Okay, I'm having 5 values. So basically that kind of records are called malformed records. Okay, that will be eliminated automatically by the Abinitio, because according to the structure, according to the header, that every row should have 6 columns. But if it is less than 6 columns or it is greater than 6 columns, Abinitio will consider that as malformed records. My graph automatically will fail if any record is having that kind of less than or greater than needed number, right? Needed 6 columns. Okay, so my Abinitio will feel telling that malformed record at 8th row. I will show you practically. Okay, and how to handle also I will be showing you. Okay, so hope you got yesterday's general recap, right?
I got the transcript, but I got it yesterday night, so I didn't watch it. But I will watch it after this.
That's fine. Just go through. Yeah, just go through. No problem. I have just given some small recap just for 2 to 5 minutes. Okay. Uh, okay. So this is about input file. The same way, data need to be loaded into some location, which is Unix location. I will be using the output file. So here I will be clicking the browse option. I will be mentioning the one of the file. Okay. So I'm just mapping that, and if I execute this. Okay, so if I execute this, let me go to the outputs. Okay, you can see now the file is created November 17 7:44 AM, right? So you can see the data will be loaded, all the 12 records, but right, so that was loaded, that got loaded. So nothing but output file is used to load the data into some location, at which location means that will be loaded into C files outputs, and the file name will be ou1.txt. So here also in the output file also, like DML need to be given, but because of this propagate from neighbor option, by default option, the DML what I have declared, structure of the records, right, what I have declared, that will be automatically propagated because of the bootstrap propagate from neighbor option. Since this is starting in the flow, I need to declare it. But let me think, I'm having 4 to 5 components here. Okay, in between input file and output file, 4 to 5 components are there. Automatically Abinitio, and if I declare the first DML here, automatically Abinitio propagates this DML to all the 4 5 components along with the output file. That's the nature, right? So basically same records will be flowed right from first to last. Of course, if there is any change in the needed, if any change needed, right, so we'll be using the embedded option. I will be using the embedded option. I can write on my board. See here, record end will be automatically by default that will be created. I will be writing all my syntax here. Okay, so that is about the STS session, Ankur. Nothing other than that. Okay.
Thanks, Ravi.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so I'm going to the first component, filter by expression, FB. The circle will be calling as a filter by component, filter by expression component. So structure wise, you can see one input, two outputs. Okay, of course, for all the transform components present on the right side, for all the transform components present on the right side, you can see reject port, error port, lock. Okay, so let me bring few components. Any component you bring, right? You can see this reject port, error port, lock port. Any component, right? So, Uncle, you asked me, Anil, what about instead of 6 columns in a row, if I if I get any malformed cut like less than or greater than 6 columns, right? So those records will be captured in the respective ports. Okay, so as a ETL developer, right? We will be paying our attention in the transformation process. Our 90% of the work present in the transformation level, because extraction wise already source will be present. You will be using just input file or input table to copy the files from respective source location to Abinitio level. The same way, the targets also will be pre-existed. No need to create any path or no need to create any table. Already those will be present, right? So our main challenge is in the transformation level. So our around 12 hours 10 to 12 hours of training will be happening in the transform components level. Okay, so that is very important for us. Okay, so while coming to the first component, filter by expression is having one input port, two output ports. So input port, it gives the data to the filter by expression. Output port, you can see one output port. You can see second is deselect port. One is output port, one is deselect port. So what is use of these two ports means I will be writing some specific expression in the filter by expression. Based upon that expression, whatever the records satisfy the condition, that will be captured in the output. Whatever the records does not satisfy the condition, that will be collected in the DCell. Okay, I will be showing you practically with one example, and moreover, few more things also need to be discussed. I'm just selecting, mapping. Okay, so here I will be providing ou.txt. It's in C, files, outputs, ou2.txt. Okay, so I'm going to the filter by expression, my first component. You can see comments, filters data records according to a specified DML expression. So based upon the expression, the data will be filtered. So if you see the main thing parameter tab, you can see select expression. You can see select expression. Double click on the select expression. See that filter by component, filter by expression component supports all these kind of functions: date functions, inquiry and error functions, lookup functions, math functions, miscellaneous functions, string functions. In the string functions, there will be decimal functions also. Under the string functions, you can see decimals also. So yeah, okay, see decimal function. So all these things will be supported in the filter by expression also. Okay, so let me write one simple expression: department number double is equal to 10. Okay, so once I have done the hard coding, first thing I need to do is validation. Right, validation. Let me think if I missed any of the thing. Right, validate. See there, DEPNO not found, because that's not an any expression, that's not an port, that's not an any DML, right? So DEPT and okay, valid. So I'm good with the validation. Okay, you can see green and now it is blue. Green represents graph is running. Blue represents graph was completed. Red represents graph got failed. Okay, so you can see this was done. Okay, now if I see total 12 records as my input to the filter expression and output is 3 records and deselect is happen with 9 records. Okay, so my intention is here filtering my department number 10 records. Okay, so just click here, click view data, click OK. You can see that YML header and my intention is 10 department number. See here, only 10 department number was captured in the filter by expression. 10 department number. So that is my intention, right? So I want to filter the total data with the 10 department number. Other than 10, I don't want it. So that's why that will be selected in the deselect. So here also, let's view the data. Okay, so here you can see some department number, but other than 10. Deselection. So according to the expression given, if satisfied, that will be moved to the first port. If it is not satisfied, that will be moved to the second output. Right? Are we clear, guys? So filter by expression, small thing. Of course, we are having a lot of things need to be discussed. Any questions still here? Okay, hope next explain. So okay, so filter by expression, as I mentioned, any of the transform components have the capability to to filter the malformed records also. What are malformed records? Right? So what are the malformed records? Instead of 6 columns in a row, instead of 6 columns in a row, 5 columns are there. So that will be not considered in my graph, and my graph also fails. Let me show you practically. So that my data present in C files customer. Okay, so I'm removing Vijaya data, some transactions data. Okay, some transactions data. Now here you can see only 5 records. Right, so 107 one column, Vijaya 2, BNG 3, female 4, and department number 10. So only 5 records are there. Okay, I'm just saving this file. Okay, so I'm executing the same graph. Let's see the behavior now. I have introduced the malformed record wantedly. Okay, so there was a failure. Right, so you can see bad data. Yeah, got closed. Okay, so while executing transform assignment, bad data in assignment for department number 10. So we can see few records. This is not a valid in decimal. So rejected input record 7. At 7th record level, this is a malformed record. Okay, bad assignment, bad data, nothing but bad data. Right? So how to handle this? Okay, and moreover, you can see 11 records instead of 12 records. since there is the change happened in, right, since change happened in the records, it is taking as 11 records only. You can see, right? We can see, right? So we need to handle this kind of records, small form records, right? So how can we do that? How can we do that, right? So in order to handle this kind of malformed records or bad data, we will be using reject port, error port, log. Okay, so reject port is used to capture the rejected data. Error port is used to capture the error why this record got rejected. Log is nothing but it gives you the total information, like how many. So when the filter by expression started, when the filter by expression completed, execution of data in the respective expression completed, and how many records got entered, how many records got into the select port, how many record got into the deselect port, right? How many records, got like moved into the reject port, everything will be captured, total detail will be captured, right? So now I want to make use of this reject port, error port, and I want to run my graph without any issues. Okay, so basically I need to ignore this kind of malformed records, because I'm the developer for the graphs, not for data. Whatever the record present here, right, I need to ignore this kind of data. Okay, so Anil, let's pass some default value. Let's pass some default value means, see, that is dependent upon your project and based upon your availability bandwidth, you can do that kind of R&Ds, but usually you should not touch any kind of that kind of things. So whatever the change happened is, that is like transaction amount, right? Right, so let me think for Amazon. Okay, so if you default the Amazon with 000, so but actually Vijay have done some 9999 rupees of transaction, which is some huge amount, well compared, right? So if I make it to default 0000, the value, the actual value from the calculation will be removed. So that's why we need to either we can ignore, or we can tell to the source team. We can tell to the source team, I got some malformed record. Of course we need to capture it, and we need to give it back to them. In my project presently I am using Oracle as the source. Okay, so basically, of course, so to the production, how the data will be processed from L3 team in my project, right? They will get data in the file format only. Okay, file format only. So they will be placing the file in some location, some continuous graphs will be there, that graphs will load the data into the Oracle. So when the graph will be, when this data will be loaded, if there is no change in the, like this kind of malformed records, if there is any malformed records at that point of time also, there will be failures, that L3 will be taking care. But since I'm there taking the data from Oracle, the Oracle data will be in correct way only, right? So that's why like I am not getting this kind of requirements for handling. Okay, so you will be safe when you get the data from tables, because table is some organized data, correct, structured way. Okay, so here, so let me come here. So now these are malformed records I want to ignore, and I want to process my regarding other data. Okay, so for that, in the any of the transform component, I said you will be seeing the reject port, error port, log. So these are the parameters that is used to use that 3 ports. So reject threshold, so you can see the drop down option, about on first reject, never about, use limiter, ramp option. Okay, by default remember reject threshold will be having with the about on first reject, nothing but If any malformed record came into picture, about an first malformed or bad record, right? So no, don't abort at any cost. Let it be, let it run. Okay, so in that case, you can go with the reject threshold, never abort option. Okay, never abort option. So automatically, let me think, out of 12 records here, 10 record malformed records also, that will be ignored. All the malformed records will be captured here with respective error, why that was rejected. So let me show you that thing also practically with the one malformed record. Already we have seen that got failed, right? I will be showing you how that is getting rejected and how I'm handling that. I'm capturing all the things in some output file to view the data to show you. Okay, so let me cross check my option. Never abort. Never abort means nothing but how many malformed records also it will not consider. It will, like intention is to execute my graph without any issues. Okay, so I'm just running this. Okay, see there. Now my execution is complete. Because of the selected option as never abort, Abinitio now it tries to execute the graph with the actual records. Whatever malformed records set, that will be thrown here. Whatever malformed records, that will be thrown here, and other records which is out of 11, one record is malformed record. Then 10, right? You can see 2 plus 8, 10, 1, total 11. Right. So let me show you the ports, how that was captured. So here view data. Okay, so you can see that rejected record error, why it was rejected, that you can see in the error port. I will show you this backend. What is the file here? OU file. Okay, see here. So the error is while executing transform assignment, bad data in assignment for department number 10. Right, so that is the error that was rejected. That record got rejected. And log 1. Okay, so you can see total thing. So when the start was happened, when the finish was happened, and on the what node this was happened, component name. Okay, so and you can see total 374 bytes got processed, which is 11 records. Like one record got rejected. Okay, so total 10 records. Red. Okay, red is total 10 records. Written. One record got rejected. Then you see. Okay, total 11 records read, 10 records got written, one record got rejected. So you can see along with the bytes, total 370 bytes, 374 bytes. Okay, so if you want to have this kind of detailed log, you can connect and log. So usually you will not be collecting to the log level. Okay, component log level you will not be collecting mostly. Okay, so based upon the project, if every record is very important to you, you will be collecting these small form records also, and you will be giving back to the Genesis team or Optima team, or based upon your source teams, they will be calling. Right. So If you see one more option, reject threshold. About and first rejectment, if any first record malform, if any malform record one also came into picture, that will be rejected. Never about means let me think 1 lakh records. Let me think 1 lakh records. If I go with the never about option, let me think 10,000 records got captured in the reject. 10,000 records out of 1 lakh records, 10,000 means 10% of the records got rejected, which is very huge in number, right? Which is very huge in number. I want to limit, instead of giving never about option, if 100 records is malformed, let it be. If 101 record come into picture, that need to be graph need to be filled. Okay, in that case, I will be using the third option, use limiter ramp. See there, after using limiter ramp option, I'm getting two new parameters coming into picture. So let me revert it to some other one. See there, after the threshold, you can see logging. Okay, now if I go for the option with drop down with limiter ramp option, you can see two new parameters, which is limiter ramp. As I mentioned, if I want to ignore, out of 1 lakh records, if I want to ignore 10 records, you can mention this limit as, okay, limit as automatically out of 1 lakh records, right? Graph tries to execute till 10 malformed records. If 11th record comes into picture, my graph will fail, telling that malformed record at this line, rejected record at this line, like that. Okay, now if I execute also, my graph runs, no problem. Why? Because I mentioned 10 as the limit. So as per my data, only one record is there, right? See that 2, 8, 1. Clear, guys? Ankur, Vinisha, Naganika. Are we clear, guys?
Anil, I have one question. Sorry, means it's not related to this. This topic I understand. I wanted to know what are the topics we are covering actually in this training.
Yeah, so you can check with organizer. He will be providing demo videos. Okay, in the demo video already I have given all the content what I'm going to cover. Okay, so what are the basic topics, what are the advanced topics, that also I have shown in the demo.
Okay, sure. One last thing, Anil, where we can get this setup in our system, this advanced
I will
setup.
be helping with you. I will be helping you once enrollment is done, right? Third or fourth class, I will be helping with the setup. Okay, all the day 3 or day 4, I will be forwarding the links along with the notes. While coming to the notes, I will be providing the Abinitio notes with some 170 pages. That is total written by me only, and this one Unix notes, and Oracle SQL notes, and data warehousing concepts notes. Okay, total 4 different kinds of notes will be given to you.
And so that will be after third or fourth session, correct? When we enroll for the training.
I didn't get you. Enrollment for training.
No, no, so that will be provided once we complete the enrollment, is it?
Enrollment. Yeah. So yeah. Once enrollment is done, that will be given. So if everybody will be provided by today, right? I will be forwarding at a time to all the people. Like, okay. Yeah, so this is the basic about filter by expression. So we are having few more things also to discuss. Till now we are clear, right? Okay. So as I mentioned, when a component starts, totally I will be discussing things in such a way. First point, what is this component? How to use this? Second point, to for simulation of all these things what I have discussed in the point. Point 3 is performance tuning techniques. Fourth point is interview questions. After completion of these 4 points only, I will be moving to the next component. Okay, so as part of that, I have done my first point and second point. So third point is performance tuning techniques. So like a few members will be providing such a way performance tuning techniques. They will take a single session for all things. Instead of that, what I will be doing, I will be implementing in the at the same point of time for the respective component, so that it will be clear for you. Okay, so like filter by expression, when to use the filter by expression to get the best performance, right? So let me take one structure. It will be easy for me and easy for you to understand also. I'm having a file, input file in such a way, and some output file also, okay, so you can copy and paste. Just you can select Control C, Control V. No need to bring every time from here also. Okay, so let me take the structure. So first component is like roll up, scan, normalize. 3 components. Okay, so what happened, right? So I need to filter the data in the after scan. I want to filter the data and I need to plot it to normalize component. Just some structure. Okay, so this is also need to be given with some output file. That just leave it. Okay, so let me think. I'm having 1 million records here. Okay, 1 million records. So these 1 million records need to be processed here, 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 and here. Totally. Let me think. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Filter by expression also 5 minutes. Out of 1 million records, 7 lakh records got moved into the output port, and 3 lakh records moved into the deselect port. So nothing but here 3 minutes. Loading also 3 minutes. So nothing but 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 15 plus 3 plus 3. Total 21 minutes. So total processing of this graph is 21 minutes. Okay, so of course filtering was happened in some normalized level, but ultimately what you can understand here, right? So whatever data mentioned here, that is loading with only 7 lakh records. Okay, 7 lakh records. So whatever the filter happened here, can't I use it to the next to the source? Right? So if I use this filter by expression next to the source, as I mentioned, right? So in the initial way, 5 minutes and 5 minutes. Why? Because 10 1 million records, 1 million records. Now filter was happening in the initial level only. Now it is with 7 minutes. Sorry, 7 lakh records, 7 lakh records, 7 lakh records, 7 lakh records. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, 3, right? So total 12 records. Sorry, 12 minutes. Total 12 minutes. So in the initial way, when the filter by expression component is introduced here, right? So extra 4 minutes was happening here, right? Of course, here it is 5 minutes. Okay, 5, 3, 3, 3, 3. Total 12, 17. Total 17. So total 17 minutes in this scenario. The initial way, that is 21 minutes. Why? Because 2 minutes here, 2 minutes here was extra spent because we have introduced the filter by expression here. So like when you are using filter by expression, when you got the requirement to use the filter by expression in some flow, better to introduce the filter by expression next to the source only. That gives the best performance. Why? Because in the initial level, so 2 plus 2 minutes was extra transformation happened, which was a 3 lakh records, right? Which was 3 lakh records, right? So that is not at all needed here. So remember when you are using a filter by expression, when you are using filter by expression, use the filter by expression next to the source. That gives the best performance. Okay, so few more things need to be remember when you are working with the FB. When you are working with the FBE, few more things need to be remembered. First point is it works for comparison operators only. Comparison operators. So what are comparison operators generally? Double is equal to, less than or is equal to, greater than is equal to, right? Not is equal to, right? Less than, greater than. So these are the comparison operators. My filter by expression component works for comparison only. Remember, it works for comparison operators only. Okay. So second point you need to remember is it does not support loops concept. Like if else loop, like else if loop, okay, while loop, for loop. So we're having loops, right? Switch case, right? Switch case, right? So it does not, it does not support these kind of things. It straightly works for comparison only. If you want to get the data less than department number less than 40, okay, less than 40, right? So this is the operator for less than. So automatically 10, 20, 30 will be filtered into the output file, 40 will be moved into the deselect port, right? So comparison is possible, but if any condition meets one output given, if any conditioner does not meet, another condition need to be called. That will not be supported in the FBE filter by expression. Of course, Abinitio supports. I'm telling clearly, Abinitio supports all the loops, but not the filter by expression. Filter by expression strictly designed for comparison. The comparison is done. That will be based upon that. That will be moved to the output port or deselect. If any malform recurs, of course, based upon the reject threshold option, that will be moved to the reject port error. Okay. So remember, are we clear, guys? How to work, what to work, when to work with the filter by expression. So all these 3 points will be discussed every time. How to work, what to work, when to work. With every component, these points will be discussed. Are we clear? Vinisha, Ankur. Okay. Hope no questions. Okay. So for the interview, you may get some question. So filter by expression is very easy thing. No need to worry. You may not get any question. Okay, till now, I work for 3 companies. Nobody asked me a single question on the filter by expression in the interview level. Okay, that's very small. We are having a lot of transform components to test that. This is very small component. Okay, so if possibility of questions for the filter by expression is Anil, do something. Okay, do something. Load the data into the output file into this output. Do something. Move all the data here. Okay, so do something means I need to do something in the select expression only, right? I need to do something in the select expression only. How to do that? Okay, so first, in order to answer the question, we need to know the background, how that is happening in the filter by expression. Okay, so what is the expression I have given? Department number double is equal to 2. Okay, I'm having three records. One until 10. Okay, two, good 20. No, one more record like Abinitio or something. 30. Okay, so this is the expression given. So now what Abinitio does, it will consider these things only for my comparison. Okay, so whatever satisfy the condition, that will be assigned with 1. Whatever the things does not satisfy the condition, that will be assigned with 0. Okay, so whatever the internally assigned with 1, that will be moved to the output port. Whatever the records that assigned with 0, that will be moved to the deselect port. Right, so that is the background happening, not only for this filter by expression. So let me think, is underscore valid functions I'm using, is underscore null function, is underscore blank function. We are having few functions that also will be explained in the reformat component. Okay, so we are having some functions. Whatever the functions, right, whatever comparison or whatever simulation happening, if the record satisfied with that respective function, that will be assigned with 1. Whatever the functions does not satisfy the thing, that will be assigned with 0 every time, as in the filter by happening. One satisfies, that is satisfy the condition. 0 represents that does not satisfy the condition based upon the button. So nothing but if I mention in the this thing with 1, so if I mention apply here 1, automatic all the records will be moved to the select. Okay, see here, all the 11 records got moved into the input. The same way, vice versa question. Do something, capture all the things in the deselect. In that case, you can mention this. No, all the input records will be moved into the deselect. Okay, you can see here. So now when you are using filter by expression, you can see here some 2D queue. 2D queue is in the select expression. See here, select expression. So what is TDQ means? So what is the intention of this filter by expression? To filter the data. If you want to do some filtering, you need to mention some expression, right? So without giving an expression, what the filter component need to be done here, right? So that's why you see some TDQ. So if you see the input file and output file also, right? You can see the TDQs in the URLs. Okay, see the input file and output file. You can see TDQs here in the URLs level. Why? Because intention is to copy it, sorry, extract the data from some location. If you don't provide the data file, what Abinitio need to do here, right? So you can see in the URL level, both input file output file level, you can see this. Right? Any questions, guys? Ankur, Vinisha, and one more, Naganika. Any questions, guys? Okay, hope no questions. Okay, so if you are good for today, we can leave for today. So please complete your enrollment so we can start the session immediately without any gap. Okay, the timings will be same 7:30 to 8:30. If any change needed based upon the organizer, so he will be mentioning, communicating to me what can be the change in the slot if any time slot change needed.
Anil, sorry, one last thing I want to confirm is I will check with the organizer and syllabus and this thing. I was wanted to know one topic I wanted to know, just learn, of course, is that parallelism. Are we going to cover parallelism in this training?
Yes, yes, that is important, right? So, why Abinitio cost 1 crore means because of the parallelism. Okay, so I will be showing the 3 types of parallelisms.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So everything will be discussed. Just go through the demo and day 1 anchor. Okay, so that you will be knowing what is the type of things type of training how I will be taking care, and what are the things I will be going through, right? What
Okay,
what
sure.
is the content? Content also I have gone through in the demo. Okay, thank you guys. Have a good day. Just complete your enrollments. We can start our session. Yeah, Vinish, any question? So you unlocked. Yeah, sorry, unmuted.
Hello.
Any question?
Can I talk to you personally?
You can check with the organizer. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. He will loop us. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.